All
So
right. That's great. That gives me a lot of good information. You've been there for about 10 years. You were involved in the industry before then, it sounds like, but at the current position. Um, so I'm curious more about these performance evaluations. Is this something
yeah.
that happens on a regular basis?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll have quarterly check-ins. Just kind of look at the numbers every quarter. Um, but then also, I mean, if there tends to be a bit of a dip that seems to be out of the ordinary, sometimes we'll have a meeting. I think just um, it's big business. A lot of money is involved, of course, and so. Rather than wait until maybe something else develops over time, if they I guess kind of our culture is, if we notice a couple different things, different dips in revenue or whatever else, to try to nip it in the butt pretty quick, and so yeah, so that it doesn't become like, if there's things that need to be adjusted, things like this, like just interpersonally, employees go through highs and lows or whatever that can impact performance. So yeah, they just try to cut it off early on, or not cut it off, but address it early
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and that way, to hopefully kind of figure out what's going on, and continue to get back on whatever pace or goals we're aiming for. So
Yeah. Okay. That sheds a lot more light on it for your particular situation. So then, just to pinpoint more accurately what's helpful for you, are you looking to discuss and to decipher why your performance is suffering, or are you more interested in, or are you more concerned the fact that they approached you about a suffering performance? What are your thoughts about this performance issue?
yeah, I mean, I think yeah, I mean, the numbers don't lie.
Okay.
So
Do you feel like
um,
it's valid? You feel like their concern is valid? Or
yeah, well, I mean, I think it doesn't really matter what I think, because it's part of the culture. So the culture is, we understand this, like in my role of being, I mentioned my manager, but like I also manage people. And so basically my VP, who I report to, I understand that when there are, as we're looking at reports, if there happen to be, and there's like some metrics they have that kind of flag certain things. So when they're reviewing numbers, different analytics metrics, whatever, can be flagged. Then they say, hey, okay, let's figure out what this is, what's going on here. Sometimes it's, I mean, it's, I don't know, just it's following the trend of the business,
mhm.
the industry. So it's not an abnormality. Um, but I think, um, I think there was a little bit more concern that wasn't just the numbers. I mean, yes, that kind of alerted them, but there was some feedback from a few of my team members who, yeah, I think provided a little bit of feedback that they thought I was behaving a little differently, or maybe acting a little differently,
Mm,
something
okay.
like that. So I think from that standpoint, like sometimes, like I said, sometimes the numbers don't lie, and it's like, okay, well, here's what was going on. Um, Here's how we can address it. Maybe there were a few just maybe balls that dropped, when you're trying to juggle them all, whether
Mm,
it was me, one of my team members, whatever. And then let's figure that out and kind of get things back where we need to be, which sometimes works fine. Sometimes it seems like, is there something kind of more individually going on here that we might need to address, um, and just kind of see what's going on to start, figure that out. So, yeah.
All right. So yeah, so you agree. You see the numbers. It sounds like on paper you understand this is their job,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Any
sure.
sort of drop is a loss of money is what I hear you saying, and so of course they're going to say something. Now, when you talked about the other team members, other coworkers, mentioning some differences in your behavior, can you tell me more about that? Was
Sure. Let's see. Well, um,
sort
I
of
think.
differences? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think. Let's see here. I don't know. Within the last month, similar to how my VP checks in with me, I check in with my team members too. I think I was having a conversation with one of them, and we were reviewing their numbers too. And kind of checking in on some of the meetings that they were doing and things that were moving along. And I remember him saying like they seemed like I was I don't know, acting a little like I seemed a little different, like I seemed a little off. Like I was generally more. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Well, a little bit more enthusiastic generally, or like, I
Mm.
mean, generally for this particular team member, things are going pretty well, but y- you know, um, but there was usually if they give me a little bit of bad news or there was a loss somewhere or gosh, I don't know, a client that was had some issues with something. It's not that I overreact, but I tend to be a little bit more. Um, I don't know. I guess how do you describe it? Like I seem to care a little bit more
Mm.
than. And he thought that's odd. Like yeah, you just don't seem like you're quite as maybe present, or I don't know what he said exactly. But I was like, okay, I don't know. So.
That sounds like that caught you off guard, that you weren't really tracking, having the same experience that he was.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I just